Now I know many of you don't really PvP, but I've actually been going over a lot of the footage from the first year of Division 2. You know, back when times kind of felt a little more positive and it was actually fun to just run around with friends in the DZ, you know, because you actually had friends to run in the DZ with who were actually on a regular basis, unlike now. Anyway, I just wanted to share it because, honestly, the future of the game is looking a little bleak right now, and I kind of just wanted something, I guess, to cheer me up for the game itself. Now, these clips are probably less than about 2 minutes, so it won't really take very long, and then I'll get into my short rant about the current state of the Division franchise. Who knows, maybe you'll get a laugh out of it just like I did.
Wow. What is it?
A fucking dog. Fucking, we're trying to have a battle. Oh, it ain't no dog. It's in this fucking sniper turret. That's what that shit is. Get the hell out of here. I'm like, that was a dog.
Oh, you fucked up.
Oh man.
Come on, Scuba Steve, let's do
I heard
it.
him say that. I was like, I'm not.
Fuck you.
You know what, cowboy? You're a dick.
Oh man.
No, he was shooting at the wrong fucking.
Okay.
I tried to go toe-to-toe with this motherfucker. I don't even know why. I knew it wasn't gonna work. I've never wanted to rage quit a game more in my life. This is crazy. This is crazy. And I feel like 90% of this is because of Cowboy.
Watch out, Kyle. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Ah, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I was like, why would you do what?
Oh, that's why we're getting all these
You
We're not
stupid
set up on-
bitch.
What the hell is this?
landmarks.
Alright, listen, Cowboy. Fuck you. First of all.
Holy shit. That was a wipe. Oh, we got some new players in here. Duke 7
There's some,
and
like-
7.
I feel like we started a thing. Like, I feel like we definitely started some bullshit. This is our fault.
Well, hopefully someone comes over here that's new.
You know, while putting those clips together, I actually just kind of had a lot of fun. You know, in fact, I actually watched them over and over again because I was just laughing the entire time. And this just kind of, you know, paints a picture about how sad the game is in its current state. I mean, almost everyone I used to play with has been out of the game for a very long time now. And in fact, after the second year, I hardly ever played with a group because most of the time nobody was on. So what is the state of the division right now? Besides for the random bug that just came out of nowhere causing people looking at the map to just full on close out the game. And then where's the specialization rework that was announced in like October of 2021 and hasn't been mentioned for who knows how long, months at this point. I mean, the PTS was a complete disaster, at least according to pretty much anyone who has an opinion on it. And all we hear about is delay after delay after delay. So let me ask you guys a serious question, and I actually do want to hear your thoughts in the comments, but where do you see the Division 2 going in the future? I mean, seriously, what do you think the devs are doing, or at least planning behind the scenes? I mean, if we take a very positive and extremely optimistic approach, some of you might be saying something like, Ubisoft and the developers at Massive want this franchise to be supported well into the future. Not just year 5, but potentially a year 6 or even year 7. And then on the extreme negative end, you got people saying that year 5 is going to be a complete and total disaster. And even if we finally do see anything new before the end of the year, Division 2 is basically done. Now, who really knows? I mean, I bet the teams, or at least the upper management working on the game, have some sort of internal timeline that they're just, you know, not sharing with us. Maybe there's different sets of criteria for, you know, Ubisoft games that are coming out soon that will basically be used to determine an end of support date for the game. Maybe the game dies when Avatar finally drops, or very soon after that. And this could then be the time that a bunch of the people who were supporting Avatar, or at least creating content for Avatar, are now transferred over to the Star Wars game. Or maybe they're actually moved back into the Division 2 to continue support for this game. I mean, it's also entirely possible that all the people that are taken off of Avatar are formed into a new team and begin working on a third game if, you know, the Division 3 is already not secretly being developed. So in a nutshell, I guess the two outlooks for the Division are that this game is either dead or it still has a few years left to live. Either way, I kind of feel much like I did at the end of Division 1. This game never reached its full potential, and any slim chance it has had of doing so over the last couple of years just gets lower and lower every passing month. And much like my time at the end of Division 1, I'm just constantly wondering if anything can or could be done to improve the current game. If not, then could what we say now maybe make a positive difference in shaping what a future game could look like? I mean, who knows? Maybe the bad position Ubisoft and others have found themselves in over the past few years finally becomes a catalyst that we need to get a better supported game. Sure, the one and done gameplay model still makes money, and sure, the mobile and free to play genres have given rise to an overly saturated microtransaction market, but the trend of players spending more time in fewer games has been rising for a while now. In fact, this is why Ubisoft has made such abrupt changes and scrapped many of its in development games. More and more gamers want long-term support for a game rather than wasting money on the next bug-filled glitch factory every month. And we have plenty of examples of that. But then we look at The Division 2, a game going on its 5th year, and they still can't manage to keep the game working right. I know I'm not Mr. Bright and Sunny when it comes to The Division, especially when it comes to the choices the developers have made in the past, and honestly are kind of currently making now, but it is one of my favorite franchises in gaming ever, and I do want the game to be in amazing shape. I want to goof off with friends in the Dark Zone, like we used to. I want to struggle through content and PvE, especially if they added new and interesting additions to the game. However, as it stands, I just don't understand how many in the community continue to have this, the devs do nothing wrong. They're just, giving us free content. We should all be happy that we are actually getting something, that they're still working on the game. And I guess I could kind of see that argument, but at the same time, this is a live service game. It goes hand in hand. They should have to do this, because the moment they stop, the game's dead. I mean, this isn't like a game from 20, 30 years ago where I could play it, go into it, have it, mostly bug and glitch free, be able to play, Roller Coaster Tycoon or whatever, and just enjoy it and have fun. No, Division 2 requires me to have an internet connection. It requires me to constantly be online for it. And in truth, this game is basically just as buggy as it ever was. So what are they really doing? What are they actually providing me something that's, worthwhile? Is it something that really, demands that I bow down to them and praise them for doing the less than bare minimal work on the game? Look, I think we need, as a community, to be more critical of the publisher, just hammering Ubisoft, and of course hammering Massive, because at the end of the day, they are the ones behind this. Now, it may not be Yannick and his team's fault. Of course, there's plenty of fault to go around, especially with the upper level management people making the decisions. They are really the enemy of the whole situation. But I'm not saying, that we should be attacking them personally. I'm not saying that we should attack anyone that works for the company personally. But at this point, the whole company, Massive and Ubisoft, they're just a joke. And to be honest, they are the bad guys of my gaming world. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you got some laughs, and I hope you have some fun playing The Division 2 still. But thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.